Hello humans, it's just Martine and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. It's Monday, March 11th, and daylight savings times just happened, so you know how I'm feeling. Last week, I had kind of a weird reading week. I barely got to read any, it felt like, during the week, and then in the weekend, I did read a significant amount yesterday, but Saturday was mainly a chill, do-nothing day. And I have so many books I want to read this month, but I think the books that were on my currently reading from last month were slowing me down a little because after my experiment last month, I was trying to get them under control before I added new books to the situation. But now I'm going to add some new books and hopefully that will help motivate me. There are at least 2 books that I'd really love to finish in this vlog and talk to you about. The first is Beautiful Creatures, which is a YA fantasy, I guess, series. And it's the first book in the series that the Throwback book club, hosted by Lizzie and Danielle, linked below, are reading this month and next month. They do a series every 2 months. I'm at 40% of that. And then the second book that I need to finish this week because it's due at my library and I can't renew it is Arthur and Teddy Are Coming Out, which is a contemporary about this old man and this younger man who are both coming out, I guess. And I started that last night. I'm only at 5%, but I'm hoping it'll be a quick, fun read. Now that I've dragged myself out of bed, got myself ready for the morning, it's time to go to class. I'll talk to you later. It's Tuesday. I'm probably not going to be able to read much today, but I will tell you that I'm starting today at 50% of Beautiful Creatures and 13% of Arthur and Teddy Are Coming Out. Some progress was made last night. I'll let you know if any more progress is made today. Happy Wednesday. We've got another busy day on our hands, but I'm challenging myself this week to at least check in with you once a day to tell you where I am on my reads instead of just skipping through to Friday like I did last week. So I will let you know that I did get some reading done yesterday. I got to 60% of Beautiful Creatures and I got to 24% of Arthur and Teddy Are Coming Out. And that book is making me feel a lot of things. That's all I'm going to say right now. I also started reading Now We Are 6 by A.A. Milne, which is specifically a book that I'm reading for Tales from Two Trails this month. It's a group pick for Team A. Go Team A. So I started that last night and read the first quarter, so hopefully, no, definitely, I'll get to talk to you about my review for that book this week as well. So things are looking good. Back to work and the real world. Gross. Happy Thursday to those who celebrate. I would like to update you on some books. So Beautiful Creatures, I'm now at 70% of that before doing any reading today. And then Arthur and Teddy Are Coming Out, I'm at 34%. Making good progress on both of those. I'm trying to hit about 10% a day, basically. And then last night, I also finished reading Now We Are 6 by A.A. Milne, which is technically the 4th Winnie the Pooh book. I didn't read them in order though. I just picked this one up because Tales from Two Trails, this is a group book. I already told you that. Whatever. I gave it 3.5 stars. It's a poetry collection, little for kids, about kids, etc. There were some poems that I really liked, some that I didn't, so 3.5. Pretty standard, I would say. I don't honestly have that many thoughts on it. I'm just glad that I read it so my team can get points, and that's about that. It wasn't a long read, either less than half an hour or just over half an hour of reading time, which is great because so far my reading this month has been a little lackluster. For me, for my normal, it has been less than normal. And so getting a quick read in there feels good. It makes me feel like I'm making progress even when the progress has otherwise been slow. But I got a lot of work done this morning. I've convinced myself that I can take most of this afternoon off. I'm probably going to read more this afternoon and we'll see what happens from there. Happy Friday. I have some book reviews to share with you. That's right. Plural. I'm going to start by talking to you about The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren, which is the first in the Improbable Meet Cute collection, which is by a bunch of different romance authors. It's all about improbable ways that people meet and get together, which is a really fun idea. If you have a Prime membership, you can read this free through Prime. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I know some people who really didn't like it. I know some people who really loved it. I really loved it. I will say, fair warning, if you're at all interested in giving this book a try, do not listen to the audiobook. This novella is largely told through back and forth emails, and at the beginning of every email, there is a to-line, a from-line, a subject line. You get the point. If you had to listen to that, I could imagine not liking this book, but my eyes just glazed right over that. And so I ended up really loving this book. In this one, we're following, well, they start as 2 teenagers. They grow up a lot over time. We don't know their names. We just know that one accidentally emails the other, thinking they're emailing their teacher. The other responds saying, "Hey, sorry, wrong email, and they start up this interesting communication. They're kind of pen pals in a sense over email, where they don't really know any personal information about one another for safety reasons, but every year on Valentine's Day, because that was the date of the first email, they wish each other a happy Valentine's Day. And things kind of go from there. The reason this is rating so highly for me is because it had me kicking my feet and screaming. I don't know how you successfully do a slow burn in 100 pages, but Christina Lauren did it, I feel like. The reason it's losing half a star is because once these characters meet in person, I don't feel like that's a spoiler alert, they have to meet at some point to end up together, I think. There are just some things about like their in-person selves that didn't fully jive with me, but on the whole, like I loved how weird this meet cute was. And I was also reading this for Tales from Two Trails. I forget for what prompt though. Oh yeah, it was social media pick, because I scrolled and I saw this first available book I had to me that I was interested in reading, so hooray for that. Also, after great effort on my part yesterday, I finished reading Beautiful Creatures, and I'm giving it 3 stars. I could maybe give it lower than that, maybe like a 2.5, but I'm going to stick with 3 because like it was fine, you know, it was all right. And things that are fine, I usually give like 3 stars. It's once I start actively disliking a lot of things about it that it kind of drops below that. I will warn you, this book feels like the time period in which it was written. It was written in like 2009, 2008, 2009, and it feels like I'm back in like 2010 reading a fantasy book on Wattpad. That's exactly what this feels like. It even starts with a famous and frequent Wattpad fantasy book conundrum where 2 people meet in their dreams. I don't know why that was such a big thing in the 2010s and online writers. It was like people seeing someone in their dream and then meeting them in real life. That was a whole thing, and this book starts exactly that same way. We're following this guy, Ethan. He sees this girl night after night in his dream. Suddenly this new girl comes to town. It's that girl. It's kind of like a weird, magical, slightly paranormal YA series about Ethan and this girl, and like saying anything else about it would feel like spoilers. So just know that it starts the same way that all those Wattpad books do, with meeting somebody in a dream, and it goes from there. And listen, there were some takes in this book that I was not about, and the backdrop of this was interesting. It was set in the South, in this place called Gatling County, which was very like proud of its history in the Civil War. A lot of that was cringe. It was meant to be cringe in the way it was written, but yeah, just a warning about that going in. That book was way longer than it needed to be. It's like over 500 pages. It didn't need to do all that. And it's only the first book in a series. Like, it keeps going, you know what I mean? And I feel like it didn't need to. It does now that the end happened. I'm like, what's gonna happen next, I guess? But like, they really didn't need to do all that, is the point. So those are my book reviews. In my last update, I did share with you that I had made progress on Arthur and Teddy are coming out, but the number that I stated was completely incorrect. So I'm going to pretend like that didn't happen, and I'm going to tell you that I have made progress on Arthur and Teddy are coming out, and I am 53% of the way into the book. Hoping to finish it this weekend. Let's go. Good morning, happy Saturday. I spent my Friday night doing what all the cool kids do on Friday night, finishing the book I've been reading all week. So I officially finished Arthur and Teddy Are Coming Out by Ryan Love, and I'm giving it 4 stars. In this book, we're following 2 generations from the same family, a grandpa and his grandson, and both of them are gay and working on coming out. So a 79-year-old and a 22-year-old, I believe they are, and their journey as they navigate their family and their small town together. It's a really wholesome story. Okay, there are some things that are not so wholesome. There are some things that made me incredibly mad. There are some characters who are awful, but the characters of Arthur and Teddy, specifically Arthur, the 79-year-old, wholesome. I will say the only thing that really didn't work in this book for me is the writing. I felt like the writing was not that good, or not a style that I enjoy. It was very much a telling instead of showing. That's the only way I can describe it, really. It just felt kind of robotic in a way, and that took away from how emotional the book was. There were also some weird plotting things near the end where I feel like the writing just got a bit off track, but overall I had a really great time reading this book. So I'm happy to say that I checked that one off my list. I have no idea what reading I'll get up to this weekend, probably lots for other videos, but there is a chance that I'll read another one of those improbable meet cute stories and have a review for you on that, but we'll have to see. is Sunday. I came here to tell you that I did in fact end up reading the next improbable meet cute story, which was by Abby Jimenez and was called Worst Wingman Ever. And I gave this 4 stars. It didn't have me kicking my feet in quite the same way as the Christina Lauren one, but I did really enjoy it. It was much sadder than the Christina Lauren one is what I'll say, because one of the main characters that we're following is a hospice nurse and she has been taking care of her ailing grandmother recently, and that's a really hard plotline to read about. And then we're following this guy and he works as a building super, and I'm trying to remember anything else of note about him. He's a good guy. I liked him. But yeah, really short, 61 pages. Packs a punch. I really enjoyed it. Listen, it's the year of short books, and so these Amazon originals coming out are really delivering for me. Part of me feels bad to be like, I finished all these books and it's just a bunch of really short books, but also none of me feels bad because if I want to read something, that's what I'm going to read. Doesn't matter how long or short it is. That's the spirit of reading. Just read what you want to read. So I'm really enjoying those, and I'm hoping to get to more of them next week in next week's vlog. So you should definitely stay tuned for that. But because it is Sunday and I'm not going to finish any other books tonight to tell you about, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this vlog here. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below a little rainbow emoji, and subscribe for more bookish and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!